Okay, so this is one dramatic looking scene. What is up, you guys? I hope you're doing well. I'm Tony Fuentes. Welcome back to my channel. Now, as you can see, I changed up a bit of the background just to make it a bit more dark, more moody, and very dramatic with the light dome over here with the grid just beaming down straight down to me, creating all these harsh shadows around my face, creating a very dramatic and melancholic scene, similar to the light that we see in interrogation scenes, maybe in prisons, or a dramatic interview just telling a terror story. So today we're going to talk about what's in my camera bag for this 2022. Okay, so tomorrow I'm leaving for New York, so I decided to pack my bag, and I decided, well, why not show you guys what I pack normally in my bag for travels or for a daily shoot or anything like that. Straight to the point, let's start off with the camera bag, and it's the Wandrd Provoke 31 liters V2 in combination with the Camera Cube Essentials Plus, which goes inside the camera to protect all your gear. Now, you do have to buy these two separately. Now, this camera bag is very expensive. It did cost quite a bit of money, but I highly recommend it. It's worth every penny. Now, why do I say that? Because I was carrying it around Europe and I had sometimes over 18 kilograms in my back, and I'm quite a small person and quite frail, and I didn't even feel the weight really. It really dissipates the weight around your body quite nicely with the straps. It's very comfortable, it's water resistant, it has lots of pockets or hidden pockets to maybe put your phone, maybe put your passport at your back, and it opens up from the back. Now, if you open up from the back, you can find the two compartments. It has where the camera cube goes, where I have all my gear, my lenses, my camera, my drone, and in the top part you have this big open space that you can expand even more if you roll off the top part just to make it very big and basically put anything that you want up there. Okay, let's start off with what I have in the camera cube in the bottom part. Starting off with the camera, I normally travel with two cameras, but I didn't find the use for the second one. I just have it for long trips in case my A7 IV breaks down, and the A7 IV is my main shooter. It's a hybrid camera which allows me to shoot 33 megapixel photos, which is just fantastic, and for video it's also very good. It has two native ISOs, the 800 and then the 3200, where it cleans up all the noise and you can basically use this camera for low light. So it quickly allows me to change between these two modes, and it's perfect for me, which is a run and gun filmmaker or photographer, just changing from photos to videos in a matter of seconds. Next up, my lenses, and I try to bring 3 to 4 lenses maximum when I try to shoot, but they have to be very versatile so I can cover a wide range of focal distances, everything from wide angle all the way to telephoto, so I'm ready to capture anything that comes my way when I'm traveling. Now, for the wide angle, I have the 17-28 from Tamron 2.8 aperture. This is a fantastic, lightweight, and very compact option for vlogging. I basically use it only for vlogging and sometimes for some cityscapes or some landscapes or long exposures. This is a very great alternative to the very heavy 16-35 from Sony. Next, still in the wide range, but more towards the standard, I have the Sony FE35 1.4 G Master. This lens is just fantastic. 1.4 aperture gives you a very smooth and creamy bokeh, and this lens I mostly use it when I have some subject or someone to shoot. It's great for wide angle portraits when you want to capture also the environment in your scene, and it's fantastic for video work. Now, I have to say that I didn't use this one too much in my previous trip to Europe because I didn't have anyone to shoot. Normally I was shooting or taking photos or video of strangers, and with this lens you have to be very close to your subject in order to have that very creamy bokeh, and I wasn't going to do that with a stranger, and it's a bit too cropped to film yourself, so I didn't use it that much. But when you have someone to shoot or maybe a scene or a movie, it's a great lens and a great focal distance. The next lens in my arsenal, and if you follow me on Instagram you probably know which one it is the Tamron 70-180 telephoto lens 2.8 aperture. Now, this lens is just fantastic. It's outstanding. The image quality is almost perfect. It doesn't have image stabilization compared to the Sony comparison, but it's way smaller, very versatile, and it's just fantastic. Now, when I combine it with my A7 IV and use the crop mode, I have in essence a 270mm lens. It's just fantastic. It's very versatile. I use it for portraits, I use it for street photography, for architecture photography. I use it basically for everything. It's one of my all-time favorites. And the fourth lens is the one that I'm filming on right now, which is the 24-70 Sigma Art 2.8 aperture. Now, this lens is brand new. I haven't used it outside of the studio, but I'm gonna take it with me, and at wide angle I'm hoping to be able to even vlog with it, and at short telephoto at 70 able to take some nice pictures. Now, this lens, I bought it so I don't have to change lenses every single minute, because when I was in Europe I was changing from the 70-28 all the way into the 70-180 all the time, just changing every single moment, and it's quite dangerous. Maybe some of the lenses fall, maybe you can get robbed. So with this lens I'm hoping to have it screwed on onto my camera most of the trip, and not having to change so many lenses and not having to bring them all in my camera bag. And aside from the lenses and the camera, what else do I have in the bottom compartment of my camera bag? Well, I have my drone. Now in this case, I'm going to take with me the Mavic Air 2, which is from DJI, and along with 2 extra batteries. Nice drone, powerful, it doesn't struggle with winds. It's a nice image quality as well. Okay, now let's move to the top compartment, and this compartment is very versatile, as I mentioned, because you can expand the roll up top and you have essentially a very big space. Now here I have several items which are very important, starting off with the camera strap. This is the Peak Design Slide, and this camera strap, I essentially bought it because the straps that come with the Sony cameras irritate the back of my neck after a couple of hours of use, and this one is very comfortable. And also it has the Peak Design clips, which allows you to connect and disconnect your camera very easily in a matter of seconds, which is fantastic. So highly recommend this camera strap. Then I have my Mavic Air 2 controller up here, which is quite big. And also I have the RGB pocket light from Freewell, which is this one, which is back here, just in case I need to light any night scenes or any long exposures. I use that light. Also up here I have my micro, which is the Rode Video Micro, a very little microphone, which is just handy. It's small, it doesn't use any batteries, and I've used it for so long. It has so many dents in it, but it still works, so I keep on using it until I find a better option. And finally, in the top compartment, I also have my Wandrd tech pouch in the medium size, which is this handy bag over here. It's also waterproof, it's just fantastic. And inside I have a variety of things which are very important for me capturing. First of all, starting out, I have 2 V&D filters. These are the Polar Pro Peter McKinnon edition, mist edition, so they're not just variable density filters, they're also diffusion filters with a 1/8 strength. That's why I have one screw right now, and you can see a weird halo around the RGB light over here, which is just a side effect of the diffusion filter, the halation over here. So I have 2, I have the 82mm and one for 67mm, just enough to have them screwed on onto 2 lenses in my camera bag. Now they're fantastic, they're very solid. One thing I don't like about them is that they have a green to blue cast in them, so it's one extra step to white balance and correct in post edition, which is not ideal. Next, I have an SSD, the Samsung T7 with 2GB, just to back up all my files when I get home or to the hotel room. After that, I have 2 extra batteries for the A7 IV, plus a newer charger where I can charge 2 of them simultaneously, and all the cables and little sockets to make them work. And as well, in this tech bag, I also have a cleaning kit. I have a little blower, a rocket blower, a little brush, and also a microfiber just to clean all my gear after a long day shoot. And also I forgot to mention that inside the A7 IV I have 2 pro grade cards, 128GB V90 with 300MB per second of writing speed, and I have 2 of them always inside the camera. So in essence, that's what goes inside all the camera gear. Yes, I also bring my computer, the HP Omen, which is very heavy, and also their charging brick, which is just a ginormous. Maybe in the future I will get a lighter computer. Plus that, I also bring my Joby GorillaPod 3K, which is just strapped onto the side in the camera bag, just for some long exposures or anything like that when I want to put the camera down for a moment. And other than that, I bring some day-to-day stuff like my sunglasses, some Advil for my headaches, my passport, wallet, all those things that I normally bring in every day. So that's all the gear that I normally bring with me, guys. Sometimes I leave some of these lenses or stuff out in the hotel room because I don't want to use them or carry them around all day. Now, if you want to check out any of the gear that I mentioned, they're linked down below through the Amazon links. And if you buy anything, just literally anything, you can buy some dog food through those links. I get a little kickback, and that's the way you can support me. Other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. I have to pack. I'm Fuentes. Cheers to all you. Subscribe, all those things. I'll see you in the next one.